We have here three Homo habilis, paleo storystone face and mammoth effigies that date, according to the archaeologist who dug these, to about 2 to 2.2 million years ago. These were made about 2 million years ago. These were dug in a professional archaeological dig in the Rift Valley in Israel. And they were labeled by the professional archaeologist, all three of these examples I'm going to share, as Homo habilis, and making these 2 to 2.2 million year old paleo storystone face and mammoth effigies. Now, if you visit my website, antiquitiesoftheamericas.com, and you visit my homepage, you'll see a link to the oldest paleo storystones ever discovered. That will take you to a link of a video done by National Geographic on a dig in Africa, where the archaeologist has stated that the artifacts there are 3 million to 3.3 million years old, and the artifacts that are pictured, the stone artifacts that are pictured, are mammoth and face effigies. They're paleo storystone effigies. So Homo habilis was making these all the way back to 3 million years. These have been dated at 2 to 2.2 million. What we have here is a mammoth facing right with this little trunk over here and its massive hair tuft up above the head. And then when we turn it this way, now we have a great mammoth image right there. That's a beautiful mammoth image. Here's the eye, the hair tuft above the head, the big sweeping trunk coming down, and the sloping back off to the left. Now when we hold it this way, now we have another mammoth image with the eye of the mammoth here, the trunk down here, and the sloping back off to the right. And when we hold it this way, that is a very excellent mammoth image right there. This is the big sweeping trunk here, the hair tuft above the head, and the back sloping off to the right. Now, this is all percussion flaked. It's in the form of a hand axe, Homo habilis hand axe. That's percussion there too. That's not pressure flaking. So the whole thing was done with percussion. And we have another great baby mammoth image right here with his little trunk here and its huge hair tuft above the head and its eye right there. And we hold it this way. Now we have a more mature, big sweeping trunk mammoth with its hair tuft up above the head, facing off to the left. We also have a face, the eye, the nose, and the mouth of an older face looking off to the right with the open mouth. And then when we hold it this way, now we have a face that's the younger face with the eye, the nose, and the mouth of a younger face looking off now to the left and to the right. But this is in the form of a hand axe. It's never been used. This was not used. It was just made to be a Paleolithic effigy offering. And this is from the Rift Valley in Israel. And then, of course, we have this wonderful specimen here. This is a beautifully carved statue of a mammoth here done by Homo habilis 2 to 2.2 million years ago. Now, the eye of the mammoth has been flaked, and the trunk has been beautifully flaked over here. And then you have the front leg and the back leg. Now, you also have a cool face with this eye having been flaked out, and the nose and the mouth. That's one face. You also have, this is the eye and the nose and the mouth of a second face. So you actually have two faces there. And then when we hold it this way, we have the older face with this, the eye, the nose, and the open mouth flaked away down here. And the hair has been pecked. All that rough area there above the eye has been pecked. And that's the hair. They're imaging the hair on top of the head of the human face with the eye, the nose, and the mouth that's been flaked away. The hair above the head. Now, Homo erectus would etch the hair at 1 million years ago, probably 2 million years, at 1.5 million probably. I have a Homo erectus hand axe from sub-Saharan Africa featured on my YouTube channel and on my website. And it was labeled Homo erectus by a professional anthropologist. It was from sub-Saharan Africa, and it is totally etched. And he labeled that Homo erectus hand axe at 500,000 to 1.5 million years ago. So we know Homo erectus at 500,000 years ago was doing etching for the hair on top of the head, of the faces, and on the mammoth, the back of the mammoth. But Homo habilis did not do etching. They made the hair by pecking. So they hadn't gotten to etching all the way back to Homo habilis, but by the time they come to Homo erectus, yes, Homo erectus was definitely etching flake stone. Now we have another Homo habilis artifact that's a really great artifact of a mammoth now facing off to the right. That big sweeping trunk is all flaked there. It's all been flaked to make the trunk. Here's the eye of the mammoth, or this can be the eye of the mammoth. And that shiny material, by the way, is just a preservative that the professional archaeologists put on this during the dig there in Israel to protect the surfaces. But that's a great mammoth image now facing right. The faces on this are extraordinary. Here we have a face with this, the eye, the nose, and the mouth flaked away down here, facing off to the left. That's the old face. Now we have the young face facing off to the right with that point right there, the nose, and using the same eye of the younger face looking off to the right. We turn it over, it's actually got a bowl that's been dished into this, and that is for an exaggerated eye of a face now facing right. That's the nose of the face. That's the big exaggerated eye. We have another face with this, the nose, facing left. And when we hold it this way, now we have a mammoth image with this, the trunk, coming down to the left. Just a fantastic. Now we have a mammoth image facing off to the right, but another face looking off to the left, almost like a monkey face or a australopithecine face, or some early hominid face with this early hominid type nose. Very interesting workmanship here, and it's all been flaked and labeled by the archaeologist as Homo habilis. I didn't label them as Homo habilis. This was done by a professional archaeologist, again, who did the dig in the Rift Valley in Israel. Here's a face with this, the eye, this is the hair up above the head, and the big rounded nose off to the right as well. Just outstanding face and mammoth imagery going back 2 to 2.2 million years ago. That's the date that the archaeologist who dug these attributed to these three Homo habilis wonderful artifacts. One in the form of a hand axe. Just fantastic paleo story stone effigies from the Rift Valley in Israel that are 2 to 2.2 million years old.